spend the day with me at NFE. So first we started by grabbing a lanyard, then we went over to Somerset Willow and someone was already there making a wicker casket, and they had on display all the different colours you could get, all the different styles and all the different handles. Then we went over to Steve's Salt and there was all these different children's coffins on display with amazing detail on the sides. And then they had some glossy coffins out. And some normal ones with some nice marble ones out with the ashes box on top of them as well. Then we went over to Octopus Legacy where Dad had a chance to spin this wheel to win a prize or a question. He actually got to spin again, so he spun again. And then he landed on true or false, so he answered the question and luckily he got it right. And he won a pen for this as well. Then we went over to watch this lowering device where we got an example from them and they just lower it down. He actually said it would go a lot quicker with a deceased in it because obviously the weight, but not too much quicker, just a little bit. And here's some information on it. Then we went over to Scatterpod where they had all of the ashes pods and scatter tubes on display, and they even had some biodegradable pillows where you could write a note to your loved one. And they bring out these new burial pods. Then we went over to CU Jewellery where they actually had a lot of men's jewellery, which is not very common. Then they had women's jewellery where there was bracelets, rings, charms, and they also had a section for your pets where you could have paw prints or ashes. And then I demonstrated how the fingerprinting works and how quick and easy that it was to get a fingerprint. Then we saw these nice ceramic flowers where you can place them on your graveside. Then we got a nice hot chocolate and we went over to Halliday where they had these grave plaques and some biodegradable pillows. Then we went over to Scattering Ashes at Sea where they had this example model of the boat which they actually have 10 of and they can go scatter ashes out at sea. Then we went over to Alden's where they had all the stretchers or the trolleys or inside the mortuary or when you're going up for a removal. Then we went over to another stand where they had textured coffins like wool, which I thought was quite unique. Then we went over to Lynn Oaks where they had all tailored suits and you could get them tailored to fit you. But they didn't just do suits and uniforms, they also did umbrellas and canes and top hats, even ones with cool designs on. Then at Allsops they had these urns and some gowns out on display. Then we went over to In Scripture where they had some more jewellery where you can have your ashes or fingerprints, but they also did other items that you could get engraved as well. They also had a nice colour chart out. Then we went over to JK Atkinson's where they had this massive casket with a TV on the inside and a nice flat pack oak coffin. And then someone else was also making a wicker coffin, which I thought was really cool, and then I had to go as well. And these are all the cool designs they had out and all the colours you could have out. Then we went over to Love Urns where they had this really pretty rainbow and they based a lot on dogs and animals, ashes, with all these cool urns I've never actually seen before. Then we went to JK Wowans and Sons and they had this Super Mario coffin out and a nice England football one out. This could show that you can really get your coffin to kind of match the person the best way possible. They had some traditional coffins out, they even had one with the Last Supper on the side. Then we saw some more urns and some grave markers as well. Then we went to see Ashes into Stones, where you get the ashes and they come into this white powder and you form them into the stones, and then the stones come all packaged up and presented to the family in this nice box. Then there was this 3D place where you can get a portrait of your loved one and a 3D model of them, which I thought was quite unique. Never seen that before. Then we went over to the biodegradable coffins, where this place is called Loop, and they make you coffins or ashes caskets out of mushrooms. It had all the information and some samples of mushrooms that you could fill. Then we saw this nice Mercedes hearse, which I thought was really cool. Then the same with this Bentley one. And then also a nice Volkswagen one. Then there was a stall selling balm to put on your deceased's face to keep it nice and clean. This was Dad on the Swing, and that was our day out at the NFE. Hope you enjoyed. Bye!